Greetings, Toiletarians! I'm your host, Toilet Terry, and you guys are all watching Toilet Talk with Terry. That's me, obviously. The discussion topic for this episode is an odd duck. Let's face it, we've all met odd ducks or an odd duck at some point during our lifetime. I assume you all know what I mean by odd duck. One of my grandfathers was and still is an odd duck to this day. You see, I remember this one time when I was visiting him. He told me of this lady that he knew that he liked. He had a secret crush on her, and before I knew it, he was proceeding to call her on the phone. She answered, "Hello?" And he said, "Hi, I'm sorry to bother you. You've been on my mind for about a week now." She said, "Well, I'm glad I'm on your mind." And then he interrupted her. He said, let me get this out. "I'm sorry, I can't tell you who I am because I have a secret crush on you." And then she said, "Oh my Lord, that's pretty bad." And then he said, "Well, I've seen you around." She said, "Oh, you have? Well, that's good." And then he said to her, oh my gosh, he then said to her, "I like your hair, the way it falls to your shoulders. The way you giggle when someone says something funny. I'm not a fan of the way you walk, though. It's a bit mannish. We need to change that. I do have a crush on you." I just think you're like the coolest chick I ever met. Needless to say, that did not end well. Granddad is an odd, or was or is both, was and is an odd duck. He is way different from his siblings, from all of them. When they were kids, take this for example, his siblings liked to sing normal songs like "Sunrise on the Iceberg," but Granddad liked to sing songs that go something like this: "How many toes does a fish have? How many wings on a cow?" Granddad was an odd duck. Whenever he and his siblings were dancing, his siblings would be like, "A 1 and a 2 and a 3. But Granddad would always go, "A 1 and a 2 and a..." Granddad was an odd duck. Whenever his siblings would count, they would count normally. 1, 2, 3. But Granddad counted like this: "Na na, ta ta, papa." Granddad was an odd duck. In music class, his siblings would sing along to the songs normally. "Spin the dreidel, dance the hora, Hanukkah is here." Yeah, for you Jews out there watching. They're not watching. Maybe they are, but Disregard. Spin the drain. I already did that. But Granddad would sing it like this. Spin the drain, Johnson. Granddad was an odd duck. But you think everything is funny? You think all that was funny? Oh, you haven't heard the best part. That's why I saved the best part for last. Listen up. His older brother, my great uncle, told me this story of something that happened when they were kids. They were sitting in church, the 11 o'clock service, and sometimes Granddad would get a phrase or a saying stuck in his head, and then he would say it over and over on repeat, regardless of who was in the room or what was going on around him or anything. And sometimes it was the most ridiculous things, the most ridiculous sayings you could imagine. In the church service, don't even ask me why. He kept repeating to himself, "Eat my nuts." Yeah, it went a little something like this. The pastor's preaching, and then you're sitting in one of the rows up front, and you hear from behind you, "Eat my nuts." And then you look behind you and you're like, "Who said that?" Then you turn back around and then you hear it again. "Eat my nuts." And then the more you hear it, the more you giggle. And the more you giggle, the more you bust out laughing and yada yada. And then the laughter becomes contagious and it spreads. And before they knew it, according to his brother, my great uncle, the laughter got so loud that the minister stopped preaching just to see what was going on. So, to sum it all up, everyone's an odd duck in their old way. I don't know why I just sang that. I could have just said it. That's the part of me that's an odd duck. I don't say, I sing. Or I don't sing, I sign. No, no. Okay, you get the... I'm an odd duck too. I take after Granddad. So, you can pick your friends, but not your relatives. So if you have a grandfather who's an odd duck, I have a lot of sympathy for you. Because, yeah. So I guess you could say the moral of this video is, if you have an older relative who's an odd duck, that means you're probably an odd duck too. And that's all I have to say about that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to drop a like on this video if you liked it. Hit that subscribe button for more upcoming content, which will be amazing. You won't want to miss it. All right. Take care. Peace out.